Hello, hello, Gutsy women. Welcome to this beautiful early evening in the UK. Wherever you are in the world, I hope your day is going swimmingly well. And I have the privilege and the honour of speaking today with a very lovely Dr. Mona Ali. And she has a wonderful story to tell. And I really feel that when she tells a story today, that many of you will resonate with what she has to say. So, Dr. Mona, welcome
Thank you.
to Gutsy Women today. How are you?
Thank you. I am so good and so happy to be with you today, Dee. Thank you so much. By the way, the UK hold a special place in my heart. I lived 15 years in the UK before I come to Canada. So I just love you people. You are amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And so I'll have a chat with you after about whereabouts in the UK you work.
Yes.
I may know it. I may know it. You never know. Anyway, okay. So Mona, would you please tell the beautiful women in the Gutsy Women Today group who you are, whereabouts in Canada you are, and what is the story, that pivotal moment, or that eureka moment that brought you to doing what you're doing now in the world?
Thank you so much. Dee, I appreciate you. I appreciate the space you are providing, and I appreciate your group members. And thank you so much for listening in and for the time you're giving for us today. My name is Mona Ali, and I live currently in Alberta, Canada. And my story is what driven my work that I am doing today. I founded Inner Shift Embodied Therapy after years of really struggle. And let me share something with you today, and this is will start by asking a simple question to your audience and to the people who are listening to us today. How many of you have said yes when every cell in your body is begging you to say no? Yes, because my children needs me. Yes, because I don't want to let anyone down. Yes, because I am chasing the next title, the next promotion, the next publication, and hoping that I am finally will have someone to listen to me, to validate me, to hear me, to love me as I am. How many? And how many of you carry the weight of the world on our shoulders, day in, day out, until the body whispers and then screams, stop. You need to stop. Does anyone resonate with this feeling? Because that was my life. And on paper, I had it all. Published academic, professor in computer science, a respected researcher, traveled the globe really in conferences and keynote speaking, mentoring thousands of students in masters and PhDs. It was like shining and booming star. Behind all of this show, I felt I am crumbling inside. My body was completely breaking down and completely shutting off. I smiled while silently always screaming inside and always on this survival mode every day. I kept showing up when all what I needed really for someone just to see who I am behind the scene, behind this performance, which never happened. And my first wake up call came in 2007 when I was diagnosed with cancer. Now, you think that with something like this, I would have stopped, I would have listened, I would have taken the moment to actually do something to change. But I did not. I was going through the operations in and out and living on autopilot, and I still pushing through. I still working, I still producing, I still performing, I still suppressing my emotions and all the wounds I carry inside. Because this is what we are told to do. This is what we brought up to do as women, right? We are taught to be strong, to be capable, to be fine. Every day you are fine and you are telling everyone, oh, everything is okay, where actually it is not. It is not fine. But my body kept speaking. Illness after illness, my illnesses really get so severe, and a bunch of chronic illnesses lived in my body. Until I had no choice, I reached the breaking point in 2017 when the doctor said, okay, you can take a pill and then the dying process gonna be uh, like gracefully because your immune system is shutting down and every organ in your body is just collapsing, or no pill and it's gonna be really painful. So it was a die or die situation. And this was the moment that I had to do something. I stopped everything, and it was a turning point for me. And I start listening inward. I start listening to this amazing body, because your body is not betraying you. Your body is just communicating messages to help you reclaim yourself and your power. And only when we listen in, the shifts start to happen. And today, this is exactly, I started my healing journey about 8 years ago. 6 years ago, I started my practice. And I tell people 4 years plus now, I take no pills and I'm still here, thriving, not surviving anymore. So this is what I do. I help women like me, driven women, brilliant women, caring women who carry a silent pain, a lot of these layers of stagnations, of emotional wounds and tiredness and overwhelm and fatigue, you name it, you feel it. And I help them to switch off their survival mood and start to live and switch to a thriving, compassionate, loving mood. I guide them to feel safe in their bodies, not bracing the next blow up, but actually no more numbing for my feelings, no more overlooking my needs. And I help them get this fearless state, this fearless truth, embracing their inner being, coming back home to themselves and who they are and how beautiful and amazing they are. Because you know what? You're never broken. You have never been broken. There is nothing to fix here. We just go on a journey for you to remember how amazing you are and how truly powerful you are. That's what we do in my practice. I walk with them and I walk with you in this journey so you can reunite with your true self beyond the masks and the roles and all of that. Yes, I use different modalities through this, different techniques and tools, of course. But here is what happened when the amazing people I work with come on the other side of this journey, and I see it every day when I work with people, and I just love it. It fills my heart. I see they stop abandoning themselves. They start honoring their needs. No guilt, no shame, no fear. They start this soul aligned boundaries for the external environment so they can rise with freedom and have space to be. And it is not the usual therapy, I would say, because it's a combination of having a safe space with no judgment that you can just explore and self-discover and empower yourself from the inside out. That's what we do. If any of this resonates, then now you know what I do and what I am here to do on this planet. Thank you for listening in.
Mona, that's amazing, because such a story and such a transformation that you've gone from, you know, being told that it's die or die, just choose which way you want to do it.
Exactly.
I mean, who would choose the pain route? I mean, really? Is that the only option the doctors could give you? You know,
It was,
it's
yeah.
it's it's just madness, really, when you think about it. And then for that pivotal moment, and when I hear stories like this, I mean, your story is powerful in itself, but the amount of times I have heard very similar stories, that it has taken people to the brink of life
Yes.
before they make a change in their life, and their life is transformed beyond anything that they've ever had before. And what the question I want to ask is, what does that actually, that what does it actually feel like at the time? Because I'm sure there are women listening who have chronic illnesses, who are continuing just to go through their life wondering why on earth they cannot fix this thing. This thing's like it's like a boulder that they're dragging behind them all the time. Their
Yes.
life never seems to change, and the illness just seems to keep accompanying them throughout their life. And so what is when you had that pivotal moment and you were told, you can choose this death or this death, what did that feel like to actually step beyond that thing? Because that fascinates me, and I think that would be really powerful for the women listening today.
I love this question so much, Dee. It's just such a powerful question. So I can tell you one thing. When I heard this, the first reaction was not the pivotal moment. So the first reaction was a regular reaction of crumbling down, crying, screaming, calling my brother and say, I'm dying. I'm 37 and I need to stop my career. I need to stay home and get care because I can't move between different rooms. That was the first reaction. And that's a normal reaction. So whoever is having this, or whoever is having the shift is not a hero. It's just another human being, right? However, at this time, I realized that throughout my life, I have been led with fear. What if this happened? What if this happened? What if I abandon this and this happened? And the moment that I learned that it is die or die, like, what is the worst that could happen? Like, where there is no space for fear anymore. Because whatever you are fearing from, you are dying anyway. And it took this much. Like, for some people, it actually took way less. But for me, it took this much that I felt that there is no fear in my life anymore. I don't care about what people are saying. I don't care about what my family is saying. I don't care about anything that I has been carrying. I just had the decision that I don't want to die. I don't want to die. This is not how my story gonna end. And this is where, because I'm a researcher by profession, I went and dig deeper. And because I had this intention, they say, and it is true, the universe sends you what you are determined to do and send you the tools. So that's exactly what happened. Things are started to show up in my life. A workshop that I don't know what this is. I went in and I listened in desperately. And I started learning about trauma, how to heal emotional wounds, what trauma does in the body. Some of the lovely people in your group might know or might not know, every illness is a message. The body is a vessel and it doesn't betray, it doesn't hate, it just simply communicates the messages of your inner being When your inner being is not aligned, is not happy, is not satisfied, is feeling danger, when your subconscious mind and your nervous system is on a survival mode all the time, that danger, 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 it just communicates that through the body. It tells you this through the illness. And I tell people every illness means something. I will give you a couple of examples. Fibromyalgia, it's my typical example because I suffer from it for years. And every research say no cure for fibromyalgia. I haven't had pains for fibromyalgia for almost 6 years. Why? Because fibromyalgia means that you have a lot of unresolved emotional wounds and trauma in your body, stagnated in different cells, because your body couldn't release the trauma at the time it happened. This negative energy is now living in you. Once we release this negative energy, the body doesn't have anything to complain about. Vitiligo. I had vitiligo since I was 4 years old. I was all covered in white, completely white. Now it is only in my tips, like fingers and my toes. And it wasn't like that, of course. Vitiligo is so attached to identity and belonging problem. Throughout your life, you face some sort of emotional events that you lost and you disconnected from yourself. And your skin is telling you, I need to belong. That's how I do my work. When people comes in, I listen in and I ask them not only for what they feel, but for what shows up on their body. And that's where we start the journey. Yeah.
Wow. Yes, you're speaking my language.
I'm
Yes.
so glad I am.
Yes, this is why the group was set up. This is why this group was set up, because the depth of how our thoughts and emotions impact our physical being. And yes, there are outside influences. Yes, we can have a toxic lifestyle. Yes, we can be poisoned by pharmaceuticals as well, because they always bring another layer of trauma to the body because they're synthetic. And so this is why this group was set up, to help people really understand that their healing is within themselves, through their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions, their beliefs about the level of control or not that they have within all aspects of their life, and to be able to heal in such a way that whatever benefits they get from being sick, because that's another issue, whatever secondary gain or hidden agenda that there might be, they can get all of the benefits of being sick in ways where they're healthy, and they can still feel loved and cared for and honored and nurtured and all of those wonderful things. That is a huge shift for people to understand. So you really are speaking my language, and that I can really understand now. When you said, when you first got the diagnosis, it was kind of like, I just behaved like any normal person. I just crumbled at that point. And yet when we sit with ourselves and look at our life, and what are we putting up with in our relationships? What are we not speaking up about? What are we not saying? What are we not honoring in ourselves? Then our body will tell us what we're not doing.
I totally agree. And we must acknowledge that this journey, it is not a flip of a coin. It's not a switch that we switch on and off. And yes, there are areas of discomfort when you are healing. There are areas of discomfort that you go through and you navigate. And that's why the professional support is needed, because then you know how to navigate, what to do when these things occur or with these reactions happen. And I invite my clients and the people in my community always to embrace the messages. Now, normally what we do is that we unfriend our inner chatter and whatever this inner chatter is communicating, but we don't give much grace to it. We were born and raised with a lot of unspoken agreements with people. Like we agreed on when the parents say so, when the school say so, when the partners say so, when the kids say so. These are agreements that no one have spoken about them. We agreed, and our conscious mind agreed. So our conscious mind is doing what we have agreed to do, right? It is chatting in this way. But because 95% of our life is actually driven by our subconscious mind, 95%. The subconscious mind does not agree. The subconscious mind feels, oh my God, this is a lot of threat for me. I'm not safe. You are not safe. How can I protect you? Let me shut down this thing. Let me do this for you. Can you listen? Can you listen? And the larger, the bigger, the like, if you have like a small illness and then you've down the road you find it's getting bigger, it's just a message of you are not going in the right direction. Reverse and do something else. Some of the biggest blockage, as I said, is usually the fear of the change and the fear of what will happen in my life if I try to do those things. This is why some of the tools, and I know we spoke a little bit about the hypnosis, for instance, it's so useful because what we tended to do is that we tended to have a conversation with the subconscious mind in hypnosis without the distraction of the conscious mind. So we send the conscious mind to play somewhere, and then we have this discussion open, and it's always consented by the client, is always consented by the person we're working with, that I am ready to have this conversation with my subconscious mind. And it is instant because once the subconscious mind said, yes, I will do this, or yes, I agree to do that, the shift happened. This is how powerful hypnosis is, actually. Some people needs it, some people don't. But what I want to say is talking therapy alone is not enough. So you can go and talk your life through for so many years. Yes, it is good, but it is not the cure, especially if you are dealing with a good professional, of course, but people are trained in psychology to be very emotion free. So you talk, you have no emotion going back and forth between you and the psychologist or the person that you, unless you are working with a really good person. But the caring piece, the compassionate piece, the piece that they have actually lived your experience is not there. So talk it out. But then what? How can we heal the body, heal the subconscious mind, and tell the subconscious mind, you are safe now. You have done this for years and you have protected me. Now I am moved beyond that. You can go back to rest. This is what the tools of modern psychotherapy do. This is what tools like somatic experiencing do, like havening do, like the root cause therapy does, like NLP and hypnosis does. And that's why I took on myself that I'm going to master every modality, because otherwise I have been suffering for a bunch of things that really needed a lot of intervention. This is how I can also communicate what the modalities are, and it is not one thing fits all. It is not one size for everyone. Everyone comes with a different story and with a different need. And we start from where you are and look at where you want to be, and we draw a roadmap. Then we move.
Yes. I call it your current reality, your land of plenty, and we build a bridge between the two to get you over there.
This is beautiful.
So that is the truth. And so we've all got that blue sky vision of what we want our life to be like and look like. And so what do we do? What steps do I need to help you to take to get you to that place? Because it is all self-led. I feel that in your work and in my work, we are simply guides to help the person to get to where they want to be in a way that feels comfortable and safe to them. And so that's really what it is.
I love the word guide. Thank you so much. Yes,
You're welcome.
it's my word. I say to people, I'm no healer. I am a guide.
Just a guide. We're just guides. We're just guiding you along, and you're in control of the whole process. And that's exactly how it is. And as somebody who's studied hypnotherapy, I'm sure you'll have heard the term that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. Nobody can make us do anything that we are not willing and ready to do, willing and ready to take those steps forward.
Your subconscious is always in control.
Oh, of course. Its job is to keep you safe, and it doesn't care if it screws up another part of your life, as long as you're still breathing. As long as you're still breathing, it's done its job.
Yes, 100%.
100%. Dr. Mona, I have absolutely loved this conversation, and I want to honor your time.
Thank you so
and
much.
The rest of your day. So I just want to say to the audience, I don't know about you, but that's really deeply resonated with me. And I certainly would love to have Mona back here doing another conversation like this to go to the next level of what her work means to people. And so I'm going to ask you, Mona, to put your link of anything that you've got that you'd love to offer people into the conversation, and then people can contact you and get in touch with you from there. Okay.
I would love that so much. And I will leave you a small gift for all of you to test how it feels like and that you can do it.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes, pop that
Thank
in
you
as well.
so much.
That'd be a lovely one. And thank you so much for putting that in. You know, we all love a free gift. So that's wonderful. Everyone likes a free gift. So that's lovely.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for
very
having me. Thank you for the time, and thank you for everyone listening in. I had a blast today meeting with you, Dee, and having this lovely conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. So anybody watching, please engage with Dr. Mona in the chat, comments, questions. Should be more than happy to help you. And from there, thank you very much, and thanks for watching, and we'll just end the live stream. Thank you.
Take care.